So first I will begin with what this batch is related to. So this batch is related for network automation using Python, Ansible, REST API. These are the three tools or language that we would be using to automate, plus Cisco Devnet, which is the associate level, which we would be covering as a part of this 3 to 4 month of course program. Okay. This batch is weekend batch. It will be Saturday, Sunday, morning 8:30 to 10:30, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours of the session every weekend. Today, the demo is organized at 9 p.m. due to some request we got from the participant to have it on a different time slot to see the course content and to see the course material. Otherwise, the regular batch will be in the morning. And in case if morning is not going well with you, then you can wait, you can enroll and you can wait for evening slot, which we might have it after a month or two. As of now, we don't have any estimate date when would be the other date. So I don't want to commit anything for now. So only one slot we have right now, which is on Saturday, Sunday, and it's a morning batch. So I'll just place it here. So as I told, this is a network automation for network engineer. We would be using Python, Ansible, REST API, three tools, three languages. Python you can consider as a language. Ansible you can consider as a configuration management tool. REST API you can consider as a process or method to automate via HTTP process. This is a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 a.m. to let's say 10:30 a.m. India, which is close to 2 hours of session. Total duration would be close to 3 to 3.5 months if in case we don't have any break in between or for any reason. So you can consider a duration of 3 to 3.1. I follow a certain roadmap here. First, I'll go with Python theory. Then I'll proceed with the Python libraries. So I would be covering libraries like NetMiko, Paramiko, NEPAM, PyNTC, Norneo. For Ansible, I would be then taking with the basic initially. Then we will discuss all the intermediate level, and then we will also cover the advanced part where you will see writing a custom module inside Ansible, AWX deployment, and the Jinja templating. So those all will be covered under Ansible. For REST API section, I will be taking it over on devices like Palo Alto or F5LTM, or let's say one of Cisco XC device. This would be done over on Postman application. And then finally, we will go towards the Cisco DevNet Associate module. The exam code is 200901. So this is from the certification point of view. The whole detail is already put up. If you ever go to our website, which is listed at course.networkjourney.com. So all the details are put up in this website. So I'll just go over on this. You can see the lab topology. These are these course content. Okay. So starting with Python theory, then towards the libraries. So when you just expand them, you will get more detail about what are the case studies we would be discussing. So in and around close to 100 of case studies it would cover throughout 3 to 4 months, uh, considering the entire syllabus. around 100 plus case studies we would be covering all together. This is then the Ansible portion, REST API portion, Cisco Devnet, and throughout 3 to 4 months, I would be giving you a project as we make some progress. So let's say we covered the portion for 1 or 2 weekends now. So I would give you one project on basis of that. Similar way, when we have progressed with a month of syllabus, then I'll give you another project. So the main intention is that you start writing the script or the code yourself to fetch something, to configure something, to um, fetch some report from the network devices. So the intention is that the more and more assignment that if I give you, you would be tending towards writing the script on your own, and at the end of the batch, uh, the whole purpose would be the whole goal would be that the participant are well versed with writing or making their own logic and um, implement something from their ask or from their management requirement from the live scenario to the script and make some modification and develop it. So we are thinking from hands-on point of view. So it will be not more of theory or something. It will be direct on hands-on level. Only the initial few things, which is Python theory, would be a bit of theoretical concept. But again, I would be showing this exercises and a small workflow. So you would be seeing me writing few small things to fetch or to to apply the theory. Rest after the Python theory, it will be more like writing the script. You will see me writing the things over and over, adding some logic. As per the requirement comes, we keep adding it. So this is how the portion is being spread out for next 3.5 months. You will have uh, all the learnings that you would be gaining from here that you can apply in your live production, plus in during the interview in scenarios if you've been asked to write a small program or to decode a program and talk about what it is and what the line resembles or what the line is meant for. You should be in a place where you can explain the interviewer about the script and the logic behind it. So that's the intention behind this whole program. Okay, so this link you will get it after some time, which is already on my screen. All right, now let's come to the course material, which already the enrolled people have got it, because this is now let's say day one or something. Not a complete day one. It's like a orientation program. So whatever materials what we have shared to the enrolled people, they get it in the format of an email, which consists of the LMS link. So all our live class recordings will be placed here. We give them the remote lab access, which I will demonstrate in some time, how to access and how the lab topology would look like. So you guys will get access of, I think it's a 3 month of access. So this is for someone who don't carry a powerful laptop, or you do not have your private laptop or a personal laptop. So you can rely on our remote lab access. We would be giving you the needful URL and the login credential. Using that, you can log in, spin up the lab, practice it, close the lab. So you will have 3 months of unlimited access to this. And also those candidate or those participants who have a good laptop, a good decent laptop of let's say 16 GB RAM with 4 core CPU. We will also give you a ready-made file. We will in fact help you over on a screen sharing tools like Ultra Weaver or any remote desk or something. So we will help you to host this file over on VM workstation, and you can even run it from your personal laptop as well. So the only condition is that minimum 16 GB, but maximum it's up to you. You can have 20, 24, etc. But below 16, you will not be able to run many instances. Might be one router or two router at the max you can power it on. So that's why we are giving you this, because we have in the backend very large servers with 700 GB RAM and let's say 120 core CPUs. So this is hosted in our data center. So you guys also will get 3 months plus you will get this. So it is up to your wish, whichever you want to use it. So one of them will get auto expired after 3 months. We will be extending it by maximum 1 week or 1 month after the course completion in case if some scenarios has been pending for you to practice. So we will extend it. But again, it's on a auto expiring scenario. Whereas this is done on your own personal laptop, so it will be there with you for lifetime access. And all the scripts and the notes, it will be also downloadable format. I will put this up in the Google Drive, and you can download it from the LMS. If you, those guys who have received already the access, there is something called class 0. So we basically put all our notes and the needful things here, okay, in the LMS portal itself. So let me just quickly show you how does it look like. So especially those people who have enrolled and who doesn't know how to access them. So I'm showing this for you guys. So when you go to the LMS, which is listed on the website, learn.networkjourney.com, there is an option here to click and log in, right? So you can click here. It will ask you for continue with Gmail or email. Since we have already received your registration email ID in the form of Google form, so you should go with continue with email. And your registered email ID and the password is already given. You will log into that. Once after login, let me show you. So I'll be showing you from my login instance, which is admin instance, which will have all the course. But in your case, you would be seeing up this course assigned to you. Okay. So when you click on to this course, you will start seeing all the uh, materials. Like there are some interview questions, there are some quiz. There's also the demo which I took it last weekend. So this is already there in our YouTube channel as well. In case if you want to go through some live demonstration that we had in the last class. So this is that link. Okay. This is just for your information. Uh, for some, in case if you missed or didn't could not attend last time, so you can just go through. Sorry, not this video. It is in fact this one. Okay. So that's the same video which we have posted here. And you can see another tab which is called premium content. So this is where all the videos, all the live class videos will be put up. So right now there is only one link which is called class 0, and this is where the link, this is what the lab link which you need to download in case if you're opting for home lab with 16 GB. Okay, so it will take you to a mega link, and you will find a link with the password. So the whole file will be close to 20 to 30 GB, which you can download, and you can send us an email in the backend, or reply back to the welcome kit itself, and they will help you. They will help you with the installation process. And this is the notes material. So this is what the entire like the Python theory notes, the automation file, the DevNet notes, the Postman collections. Okay, so all the important files are here. Whenever I'm using something from here, I'll be showing you guys whatever file that I'm referring, or whatever file you need to download. You have an option to download one click from this. Okay, when you click on download, you can download entire thing in one single shot. So this is not should not take more space, because we have the bigger file on a mega link which is 30 GB. Rest of the things are all PDF, and the outlines and the notes like document notes and all. So it should not take much source. You can download and keep it with you for your reference. However, these are all lifetime access. But again, if you want, you can download and keep a local instance with you. Okay, and and henceforth all the classes that I would be conducting, it will be reflecting over here in this list. So in case if you missed even 10 minutes or a whole session, you can come to this link, log in with your credential, and you can revise or you can go through the recording. Okay, so that's about the LMS, the Learn portal. Now, going back to the remote access. Okay, I'll just take one of the enrolled participant login credential. I will log into his instance, so you can also check or check it later after the class, if you have other right credentials, and you're able to log in or not log in. Okay, and if there is any issue, you can let me know, or you can send us an email, and the backend will help you. So let me get one user information. Give me a second. So it's again there in the welcome kit itself. Let me look into the welcome kit of one of the users. Those who joined might be just few hours back. You may not have received the welcome kit. So just wait for another day, and you will receive it. Okay, I found one user. Let me log into his instance. Let me share my screen. Okay, now regards to the remote lab access, again, it's very simple. When you refer that email received from our backend, there would be the URL, lab URL, right? And the credentials would be given to you. These are individual credentials. Do not share with anyone. It is only to the enrolled participant, and everyone have their own instance, so it won't disturb each other. You can practice, you can configure, save all in your instance. So this is for one of the student. So now I entered his username, password, and I'll click on login. You will get the authentication required spot. You can just click on cancel. You don't have to retype any password. You can just click on cancel. And this is how your login page would look like. Then go to activities. There is a Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. Click on that, and when you click on a tab button, you can see there is already a bookmark. If it is not there, you can refer your welcome kit once again. They would have given you a private IP also. Say for example, if I check for the student, it says 172.16.24 and 62. This is when, let's say, if the bookmark for some reason was not there. If it is there, you can just click on that, and it will, bring up the login page. And the login for this as well is on the same email. So I think this participant has already logged in, checked, and have saved it. So you guys can also save it so that next time you don't have to keep referring the email for every single time. So you have logged in, you can save it, click on login, and this is how the lab topology look like. So we have kept Palo Alto, we have a iOS XE, ASA firewall, FortiGate firewall, then the Arista switch, Juniper firewall VXRX model. Then we have the Cisco Catalyst router, Cisco Catalyst switches, and one Linux box and one management box. In case of anything specifically you need, you can also send us an email and we can add it here. But for my outline, this is more than sufficient. We are covering almost all the popular instances, at least from this topic. For SD-WAN, ACI, and any other major technology, we can use the Cisco Devnet sandbox directly. So those are not kept purposefully because the whole lab resource would increase and you cannot practice it, right? So we have kept SD-WAN, ACI, and all other technology over on the DevNet sandbox. There is a other way to log into that lab, which I'll show you at the time of DevNet coverage. But from the day one itself, we would be using this lab. So this lab will have all the major popular nodes. As I told, if there is anything which you think you needed from your production point, let's say this do not have FILTM. We had kept it, but what is the challenge with FILTM is it needs a license, and most of them would not know how to raise a license. Because I have another course, another standalone course for FILTM where I show you how to take the license, etc. So someone who is not using FILTM or who doesn't know it, they would be wasting unnecessary time on troubleshooting, which is not needed for automation. So for automation, what is needed, I have kept here, and all the configurations for this have to be done by you because this is a blank device with no running configuration, no configuration saved here. So I'll be showing you how do we do that. Once we do it, we will save it so that next reboot or next lab we don't have to redo the whole process of management IP and configuration. It is very simple. See, for example, let's say if I want to bring up a router, so I will right click here and I'll click on start button. So you will see that the color turned out to be a bluish color, right? And to bring up the console for it, double click this. So when you double click, this console will come up. And you can see, you will be seeing the boot up sequence now. Once the boot up sequence is done, it will go to the enable mode. You can get into user privilege mode and go to configuration mode and then start configuring the things that I would be showing in the classes. As we have still not started with anything, this is the first class. I'll show you how do we configure and copy paste into the console of this device. And some people who are already part of my some other batches or something, you would already know that how do we use the network journey remote lab and how do we configure. So you'd be familiar with the environment, but there are some people who are taking this for the first time and may not know how to do the configuration.
Hi, Sagar.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what topics would you cover in this syllabus? like a CCNA DevNet, or will you go on higher like CCNP DevNet or CCI
This will be
DevNet?
CCNA DevNet, part of a CCNA DevNet.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So I have heard you also starting a batch of CCI DevNet in
Yeah, yeah,
few
that
days.
we will talk it in a different context. You can ping our
Okay, okay.
support team and they will help you with that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so you can see this, the boot up process. It will end up with an interactive dialog, which you can say as no here. Okay, I'll just show you how easy it is to make a management configuration. Most of you would know, some would not. So this would be helping everyone. Okay, see, I have opened a notepad because it will help us to reuse the configuration, might be on a different device as well, instead of writing on the console directly. So let's configure this router. Okay. So let's put the host name first. Let's call it as R01. Let's create some local user with the password of Cisco and privilege level of 15. We can also put the IP domain name. Let's say networkjourney.com. We have host name, we have domain name, so we should be able to create the crypto key generate RSA modulus 1024, the strength of it. Then we can go to line VTY 024, login local, okay, and transport input. Better to have only SSH because of the security factors. So this is sufficient, very minimal configuration. You don't need too many things as of now in automation. Just to bring up SSH and yeah, by the way, the interface IP, because interface IP on the management would be configured as a DHCP, because this is our DHCP server in the lab. So we are expecting that it has one IP address so that I can take the remote access, right? So let's say interface gig 0/0, no shutdown, and let's say IP address DHCP. So once you do this config, you can save it, because next time we don't have to do this process repetitive, right? So we can just do it only once and copy this. When you come to this, see this emulator, this is a type of emulators. Okay. Like you might have heard about GNS3 and EVNG, correct? So this is also one type of emulator. Sometimes they don't allow you the direct copy paste. So in that case, what you can do is there is a workaround for that. When you press Control Shift Alt, you get this kind of clipboard. You can copy the configuration which you have prepared and click on the text input, and you can see there is a blinking cursor at this portion, right? So you can copy paste whatever you prepared just now. See, on first day it will be too many things, but we would be doing the same thing over and over, so you will get very used to it. Do not worry. Okay, one thing I missed, that is we have to go inside configuration terminal and then we will copy paste our configuration. Okay, I got some error. Let's see what is that error. Okay, there is a typo. Login local. You can see that some of the items got typo error. Log line VTY 0 to 4, login local, transport input SSH, IP address DHCP, and write memory. So let's wait for an IP first. Hopefully we should have an IP. Yeah, see now you can see there is one IP address assigned. Because why we are preferring the DHCP, we don't want every student using the same set of IP and then have a IP conflict in our network, right? So if we go with DHCP, the DHCP server will keep a record of what IP has been leased. So it will only allocate those IP which are pending to allocate, or which is pending with it, or which it has it. So it is safe game in the network, right? So that's the reason we are going with DHCP in the remote. But in the home scenario, it's only you who would be creating this configuration and the nodes that you are using. So it is up to you. You can go with static IP as well. But in the remote lab, we will prefer going with the DHCP to avoid any IP duplicate conflict. So this is your IP now. If you redo show IP int brief, you can see this IP. I would always recommend do the self SSH test, because sometimes what happen, you will see everything good here, but then you go to the PyCharm ID, you try to run the script, and then you get to know that there is some problem, the device is not pingable, not reachable, and you start blaming the script. But most of the time, what happens is the student miss out to add few things, because of which the tool or the automation script is unable to connect via SSH, or there could be the certificate is not created. So don't blame the script. At certain time there can be chances your network configuration itself got messed up, or not properly configuration. So it's better you do the self test. So do the self test, put this command ssh hyphen l in the sense that you're going to define the username next, and whatever IP which you received just few minutes back, 24.58. See, now it is saying connection refused. So there is a problem from your device itself. So there could be any other problem which we should now troubleshoot, and we should see that what could be the reason. But you see that connection is getting refused by remote host. So let's see. Most of the time, the VTY might be, or the SSH should not be configured. So show IP SSH. See, your your SSH keys are not enabled. So your network configuration itself is wrong. And some people, out of curiosity, they get the IP, go to script, run it, and come to us saying the script is not working. But the problem was from your network side only. So in this case, what I will do, I'll go back to configuration T. I will regenerate those key, crypto key generate RSA modulus 1024. Okay, you can save this config once again. Now you can check if your SSH keys are up and working. You can see that it's enabled, and you have the things. Now we will do the self test. See, now you got your banner from the same device. Put the password and you're in. Now if you try to see the output of show login, show user, or let's say show users. See, now you will see two people are connected. So one user, he was already connected from the console, and the same user now is connected over on the VTY terminal as well. So the two users are connected on the same box. So you are good with your network configuration. So once you have uh, successfully logged in, now you can go to your network scripting. You can write a script to fetch something, or to configure something, to create a report, right? So this is your step number one, always. It could be prediction, or it could be uh, the network journey labs as well. The first thing that you need is your device reachability. Okay, so let's say prereq for the labs, device must be reachable. Now I have put this in a English sentence, but you know from networking side what does reachable mean? It could be ping, it could be taking a remote access via SSH connectivity. So this should be up. And we have already prepared our configurations also. So this configuration, you don't have to by heart or don't have to take a screenshot. It's already available in the Google Drive. So if I go back and I was talking about this link, this link, right? The full enrolled one. So you will find it at this particular PDF. So when you double click on this, all the major configuration you will see here. So let me just scroll few slides. Yeah, this one. So from the slide 51, you can see the configuration for the Cisco iOS is given here. This is the same thing which we configured today. Also, in case you want to try out automating ASA, you will get the configuration here. And for Arista, this is the one. This is the one. For VRX firewall, you will find it here. And the other nodes of our lab, especially the Palo Alto or FortiGate, those are plug and play. They don't need much such CLI configurations. Okay, they are very easy to spin up and bring it up. If you think of this, if this Palo or iOS XC, these are very plug and play. You just power them on and allow it for 10 minutes to boot up sequence. You will automatically get an IP here. You must only know the default credentials for these vendors. That's all. So once you know the default credential, you can log in and start practicing. So I'll be giving you all the credentials and all those things for Palo uh, users, Palo or FortiGate, the default credentials. And the rest of devices, especially the routers or switches or the CSR, ASA, these have to be configured by us. Okay. So you just saw one example today. How do we configure? This is where we configured and we decided to keep this. Keep something which you guys can remember. If you configure and forget the password, then you have to wipe it and reconfigure from scratch. So if you don't want to, every labbing session you start with wiping and wasting the time, you better put something which you can easily remember. Okay, now go back. So we were talking about prerequisite, and also I was showing you the remote lab access. So do you guys have any question with regards to accessing remote lab access and to configure it or to power it on or to access this? Especially the enrolled people, those who have not enrolled, you guys have to wait for your admission process. But what about the enrolled people? Have you guys logged into your instance?
Sagar, I have a question regarding the lab.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it's working or it's not working?
It's working for me, man. I see some 2, 3 devices, so it was working for me.
Okay.
Sagar,
So
regarding the lab,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the same lab is shared between all the resources, right? All the enrollment people.
Yeah, you will get the same type of topology.
Okay,
So if
let,
something is not matching up, you can reply back to the same email ID and they will help you.
so let's say suppose I'm working on the wireless device, right? And I'm configuring it, but someone also have at the same time someone is also working, and the resource just rebooted the device, right? So I think it will be a clash then,
That is what I said. These are individual instances.
right?
It's not a sharing instance. Whatever you do, it is only limited to you. The other people are not getting disturbed by it.
Uh, but it's a common lab, but separate instances.
Yeah, of course, the topology will remain the same. No, otherwise, if I give you one topology and your enrolled participant another topology, then there will be clash, right? That you gave him a different topology and you gave me another topology. So the network topology will remain same for everyone, but instances is your individual instance. You reboot, you delete, you add. It is only for you. Others are not getting disturbed by that.
Okay, got it. No, thank you. So it will be separately for me as a private.
Correct. Yeah. You can add also in case you want to add
And
something.
or let's say I'm working on the lab, and after I bind up, do I need to shut it down everything, or
Yeah, that is a best practice because that is advisable because this whole server will be accessible by other students also who are part of CCI enterprise or security, firewall mastery, automation. So to be on a safer zone, I'll show you how you close the node. Say for example, you can right click and stop this node. There is option to stop, or there is also one more option where you can stop every node from
everything?
single click itself, and there is option to log out from the left hand side terminal.
Right. And
Okay, so
later
this
on,
way you can log off.
yeah, later on, I think there will be a centralized device from where all the automation will be pushed.
Correct.
And
That I will be showing you.
right.
Okay, so I will be showing you now. Okay, so you're good till this step, right? Accessing remote lab access. So everyone good with this, right? The home lab is also the same topology, same number of nodes, same number of the multi vendors, etc. Only difference is it will be hosted directly on the laptop of yours. So see, this whole thing will take, if you spin all this thing at single shot, it will take more than 30, 40 GB it will take. Even though if you go with a section by section, let's say only three or four or something, then also it will take easily 8 to 12 or 16 GB. So especially home users, those who are taking 16 GB, maximum you can run two routers or might be two switch, which is sufficient again because you can automate with the two devices as well. You don't need to have the entire thing to write a script and do something. You can even have two things to write a multi-device concept for loop and do whatever things you want to do with. So for two nodes you can use in the home lab with minimum 16 GB of requirement. The rest is all same. You right click, you power on, get the console, do the management configuration, save it. All the things remain same. Okay. Only the difference is how you are deploying it. This is deployed on our data center. Home lab will be deployed directly on your laptop itself. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For home lab users, if we run into any issue, can we always switch back to the option of remote lab?
Yeah, exactly. So you will be having both the access. So whenever you have to switch or something, you can. It's up to your choice. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I have cleared you with the Learn portal, remote lab, and how you spin up, how you do the initial config, and how you bring up the things. And that is also one of our main checklist prerequisite. The device should be reachable for us. Now going to the second checklist, which is the ID, integrated development environment. Now you have hundreds, thousands of options here. You can go with PyCharm, you can go with Microsoft Visual Studio, you can go with Atom, you can go with Eclipse, you can go with even Notepad++ if you are pro in writing Python programming with proper indentation, or Sublime, or many such options are there. So you can just even Google with, let's say, Python ID. You'll get, see, a lot of recommendation you'll get. You can click and you can see all these options. But the most preferable ones are the Microsoft Visual Studio and PyCharm. So what we have done is, for Microsoft, there might be a license issue at certain environment, and there could be a limitation. So we are going with PyCharm because PyCharm is a open source. We don't have to worry for any paid version or something. So this PyCharm has already installed in the same link which I was demonstrating. So what you have to do is, let me take back to the lab environment. So this is what your lab was. Let me log into this. So this was the thing which we were trying out, right? Now what I would do is, I'll click on once again the activity which is on the top left hand side, and you can search here for Python. So this is like the tool where we would write our script, test, debug. So this is where we would be writing the script. You can see that the participant has already done few homeworks or a few assignments. You can see few things being written. But let's say on a day one, when this is a very fresh node, let me show you. You have to create a new project. You can name it anything as per your wish. Let's say network journey. You don't have to change anything. We need this virtual instance for us to come up with the Python programming as a base foundation. This is what the version we have at our site, 3.10. In some cases, especially the home users, you may not have Python pre-installed, right? So for you guys, you can download it from Python org. You can go with any of the latest version, 3.14, 3.13, 3.12, 3.10, whatever you have, you can take it, download, install it, and then the PyCharm would start recognizing it. Or if it does not recognize, you have this three dots. So you can go and you can click on the path wherever the Python is installed. So in my case, it is already done in the remote because we have tested the environment. So you are like play and plug, ready to set up, and then you click on create button. You can make this as new window because I don't want his studies to get impacted with whatever trial we are doing. So I will do it new window, and I'll close this whatever I've been showing right now. So I've created a new window. It's a complete new thing for me. See, his work is still there. This is a trial version right now, a demo version right now. And this is the main.py file, which is of no use. You can click close and close it. Okay. Now this is how the interface will look on the very first time. Now what you need to do is go to file, click on new, create a new Python file. You can just call it as my first script or something, .py, and the workspace is created. Now this is a workspace for you. This is where you will write your script. Okay. And to make few things simple, you can see that there are these, the numbers, the line numbers, which will keep automatically keeping a track of your line. So let's say when you go with Netmiko, let's say you are adding a for loop. Let's say if you are adding a else statement, let's say you are closing it, or let's say you are putting a print statement. So you can see this line count. So whenever you write up programs, it's very difficult for you to tell someone or convey your message that I'm having issue at certain thing. Let's say for loop. So how would you convey which for loop you are having issue? Because there is chances you are having multiple for loops in your program. But if you tell it from the line numbers, at least someone can understand that the line number 14 is having an issue or line number 2 is having an issue. So this line number is very crucial, especially in a programming languages. So you will see even the error code whenever let's say there is a problem with the script. So how do we execute this? We right click on it. There is an option called run and you run it. So this is the bottom portion. The footer is called the result out of it. Now you see that it is referring to some line. It says that line 2 is having some invalid syntaxing. So this line number is very important because it will help you to find out your error as well. So this could be a syntax error because it say that it's an invalid, but it is still not giving you a clue uh, what exactly the invalid. Either you should have a knowledge about it, that how a valid for loop is written, and since it is saying a syntax issue, then there could be something which is missing here. Okay, but PyCharm is more intelligent. It's very intelligent tool. So it also has another option here, which will also give you a hint that you're missing something on line 2. So have a look at that line. So when you click on this option here, see, now it will show you few things. It will say that no module found. So that's fine. I will tell you, I'll show you how we install this module. Also, it will show in the line number 2 that it is expecting something. Okay, so let me erase the highlights. See, there is one issue. The red ones are not good for us. The yellow ones are just a warning. We can ignore it. The first one you can see that this is not installed. Fine, I can do that. I can install it. Then it is saying that it is expecting something unexpected. Might be we have not written it still proper from Netmiko connect handler or import connect handler, or I might be missing something. You can also see expression expected. This is expected. So it is waiting for this colon symbol and unresolved reference. So this is unknown by this program. So this is something which is not gonna make sense in the Python. Okay. And also some warning, unused import button. This is not getting used or called anywhere in the future lines. And statement seems to have no effect and can be replaced with a function different. So it is giving you some more indication. Now, if you are familiar or if you follow me writing from day one, you will be able to easily go ahead and do the things. So first thing is that it says that this is not a valid line. So, okay, we will remove it. Then it says that this is not called because it's not been getting called anywhere in the future line. That is totally understandable. But again, it says that it is not installed also. See, no module installed. So you should remember the library, which is also called package. It's something like a downloadable package. You have to download it. It don't come pre-downloaded, because there are thousands of such packages. If you get everything pre-downloaded, there is chances this PyCharm will start degrading its performance due to heavy unnecessary files located in this. So as of now, you will not find any libraries installed. So how do we install this package over in the PyCharm? So we go to File, Settings, under Project Interpreter. There would be a plus symbol here. Click on that and search for NetMiko, because NetMiko is my first package, right? If you open up our course module, you know the modules that I have listed there. So I'm just showing this because some people are totally new. They may not know where I'm getting these terminologies. So those terminologies are from our module 9. Okay, so it is from here, and I'm giving you the presentation of these topics. So these topics are taking the reference of this module, whatever we have mentioned here in Miko. So one library I'm showing as of now, just as a sample. Later we will do the things over and over. So NetMiko, I will click on install package. Wait for it. It has to be downloaded via internet. It happens over on the backend. You will see the package got installed, and also you see that it also downloaded all its dependency automatically, right? So that is how the package are put up. The package NetMiko, it is hosted in GitHub. Now I don't know how many of you know this GitHub, but to those who doesn't know, this is like a online centralized cloud environment where most of the developers post their packages and we can download it. One simple example is, let's say your Android or Apple stores. So on Android you have a Play Store, right? You will have all the application hosted there. Now, when you are looking for a music player, when let's say when you're tired with your stock music player, you go to the Play Store. You will search with music player. You will get lot of option: free option, paid option, most popular option, most rating, most commented, most things. You will filter it out, and if it is paid or if it is free, whatever is your choice of preference, you will download and you will use it, right? So something similar we did as of now. We went to this plus button. Okay, so instead of searching for a music player, I went and searched with NetMiko because this is my SSH library, and then I downloaded. So this will come from internet, get downloaded on my local folder somewhere in the corner. It will go and sit, and then I'm ready to use this in my script, and I would be executing. So at one point, the internet need is totally can be stopped. See, till here we need that internet facility, because that package which is getting downloaded from the cloud, it needs internet. Once that package has downloaded, it will sit somewhere in the local drive. I will show you that local drive also. So it will sit in the local drive, and beyond that, we don't need internet. We have our network device in the emulator. We have our local network journey subnet, which is all in 172 series. Now everything you can run it even without internet, but however you have internet. I'm just telling you from the behind the scene concept. So this is how something is happening in the in a very high level. So you don't need each and every bits of it, but someone who wants to understand how the things work and the behind the scene, this is how it's happening. And when that package NetMiko is downloaded, it will also get other dependency downloaded automatically, because really it is not feasible for you to go and download each one, right? Because you don't know what NetMiko is dependent. The developer knows what it is dependent, and he would have put one file called requirement.text file. So that will have all the list of other dependency, and that will also get downloaded. So where it go and sit now? Now I was telling that it will go and sit in a local drive, right? You can check here. When you open the external library, when you go to site package, there will be NetMiko downloaded. You can open up the drive as well. So if you right click, open in, let's say, files. See, this is where the NetMiko has gone and downloaded. So henceforth, uh, whatever modules or whatever libraries you will download, it will go and sit in this package. Same thing happens in our phone as well, right? So let's say if I go to the Play Store, when I download it, it will download from somewhere via internet, and it will go and sit in the backend some C drive, right? So if you ever had that file manager, you can go inside, check the folder, the files will be present, and then it is locally present in your phone. Same with our laptop or computer as well. So first time we need to download it, the file will be .exe. We double click, we install, then it will go to C drive. Under the program files, it will be put up in the same thing. You will expect even in this package installation. The package will be there in the marketplace. They are all, most of the libraries, the thousands of libraries are free to use, open source there. You should know which one to use for what requirement. And behind the scene, they will get downloaded from the GitHub, because that is where all the developer will post their um, packages, and we download it. It will go and get installed in one of our local drives, which would be basically, it would be the path where our PyCharm would be running. And there is when we start calling and using the package. So now if I run one more time,
Hello.
hello, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So if I decide to use another IDE, say Microsoft Visual Studio, and I need this library, NetMiko, can I import it so I don't need to
Yeah,
go to the
yeah, yeah,
internet?
you can do it. Every ID will have an option to download it, but the options would be little different from PyCharm. There you might have another options to download and use. So I will guide you for that as well in future. Okay.
I am saying, do I need to go back to the internet to download NetMiko again, or I can import from the one I downloaded on PyCharm?
Sorry, I didn't understand your question. This is one-time process. You don't have to re-download it again. That
Okay.
is what you are asking. So this
If this
is
is, oh, I was asking, is this downloaded on the local drive? So if I have to use a NetMiko in Microsoft Visual Studio, can I import it instead of going back to the internet to download?
you can do it if you know where is Microsoft Visual Studio saving its folder. Then what basically you need to do is you need to go to PyCharm, and wherever it has downloaded the NetMiko package, the same package you can copy paste in this, and it will take it from there. Okay.
Okay,
But if you do
thank
not
you.
know the backend flow, then the best option is that there is an option under the Microsoft Visual Studio settings where you can also download from the Microsoft Visual Studio directly. Okay. See, now if you check the error log, few errors have been reduced. Now I don't get that error that this is not found or not present. It's already now available with us, correct? and also it is giving me some syntax problem. So the syntax problem is something which you will understand when you know the theory. In this case, for loop is missing a column, and if statement is something not written properly, and neither the print is written properly. So print in Python is written with the open and close brace, and if else is written in a format of a logic. So say for example, a equals to 10, b equals to 20, a greater than b, then print a is greater to b. Okay, and also this for loop, it should be written something in which you can understand. Say for example, for what is loop, just give some value to this. Let's say 1.1.1, 2.2.2. You can say that for single in loop. See, now when you put the things, again, this is not a working script, it is just an example. But when you put the things in a proper format, you can see that all the red indicators are vanished now. Okay, so it should not be having any red. If you see any red error, that means your script will not run. It will give you problem with the line numbers, and that is why the line numbers are very helpful. Even in the course module, if you guys are facing any issues or you want to have me look into the script, I would always advise you to send me the screenshot of this plus the screenshot of what error that it is pointing to, which line it is pointing to. So if I get those two information, then I can advise you that you are making a mistake with some indentation or some syntaxing, and that is why you are facing this issue. Okay, so programming candidate will have a very different mindset. It is not very similar to your networking where you put the things with some space and you're very rough and tough on the console. But here, this is very sensitive. If you put one extra space or instead of colon, you put a dot, it totally make a different sense and your script will not work at all. Okay, now what is this pointer? Now let's say you have a bit of understanding on PyCharm at least. You have seen how to install the package. So we did installation netmiko, and what other prerequisite we need? We need other prerequisite which I have already kept here. So this is one of them. This is the ID. This is the module, and that's all. You're good to actually start writing. But one more thing that you can check is that there is a reachability between this and this. You might have done the self SSH, but what about the reachability from the ID and the devices, which is very important, right? So we can check that. So if I'll go back to that instance. How do I do a ping to my devices? So what is the IP here? Show IP into brief. Say 24.58 is my IP. So I'll go to activities. I will go back to this. I don't need to write a script at this point. Okay. So I don't need to write a script to do the ping test or SSH test. There is a terminal provided to us. So you can directly initiate a ping from here 172.16.24.58. See, there is a reachability. You can also do a SSH, but sometimes due to the version mismatch, you might receive some certificate issue. That is fine. You just make sure that negotiation is happening or not. So if I put this CLI command 2458, see, it will give you a negotiation error. This is still okay. This is still okay. If you see the error, it says that unable to negotiate because there is no right key. Their offer is this, and might be we are accepting blah 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 things. This you can ignore.
This is a
Why?
definite error.
Yeah, exactly. So you can ignore this error. Why? Because when we are writing our script on NetMiko, it will take care of these things. Okay. So the NetMiko automation will have needful things inbuilt, which will take care of this. But why we did SSH test? Just to see that it is negotiating or not. So there should not be any conflict from network layer at least. If I do SSH to something which do not exist in network, you would receive another type of error. Say for example, if I take some wrong IP. See now, okay, one second. SSH hyphen L admin 1624 16. Let's see what it will respond. See, this is not good. If you get a error like connect to host no route, that means either this IP is not reachable, or or if you receive this IP and if it is giving this error, that means something is not good, which will not happen at least in our infrastructure because we have tested it and we have been using it for years and years. So there should not be any problem. Especially you might see this in your home lab on a fresh deployment. Sometimes it creates a few problems, but that is okay. We can look into it and we can try to fix it. But in the remote lab, you will see this kind of warning. So this warning is when it is trying to negotiate, which is a good symbol itself. And regarding the connection, don't worry, our package will take care of. So when you write a script, you can execute and you will get the expected result. Come back. So fourth, I would say that do a SSH test between the IDE and the network device. All right. So this is the prerequisite before you start writing anything. The device should be reachable. You have a ID. You install the package. This is one example. The same way we would be installing a lot of packages as we proceed with module by module. So for every time we have to come to this option. You can see that there are a lot of options and we will search here in case of Nornia, in case of PyNTC. So this is how we search, we download, we install, and we start writing this script.
So Sagar, related to the
Yeah.
library, so is there any prerequisite when to use this library?
Yeah, there should be some mindset while you select something. So say for example,
In general, if I ask, like if I have to use Cisco devices, push something on Cisco
yeah,
device.
exactly. Yeah, so those are some of the mindset when you basically looking for a library. Say for example, first you should know like what vendors you are trying to automate and how many number of uh, those would be number of devices like 1, 10, 100, thousands, etc. And also like what all requirement you are expecting, because a simple requirement could be to fetch, download, and configure or something like that. A complex requirement could be that could be exceptional issues, could be a terminal server connection, could be multiple login failed attempts. So it depends on requirement, and sometimes not all the modules can accumulate all the features. Then let's say uh, whether you are opting for SSH type of automation, or you need a telnet, or you need a HTTP type of automation, because these are the protocols used for remote logins. Now, coming to the first one, that is vendor list. Not every package or library will support all of them. NetMiko is one such which will support more than 30 plus. All the major vendors are supported by NetMiko. But if you talk about, let's say, NEPAM, it could be 5 to 8 vendors, and PyNTC could be, let's say, another 5 to 6 vendors. Might be the Nornier could be 10 to 12 vendors. So this is your first mindset. If you want to automate something, so first you have to see which library is going to support it. Then depends on number of devices. So number of devices I want to refer in this way. Let's say if it is anything between 10 to 100, and if it is a Cisco box, you have all the above options with you. NetMiko, NEPAM, PyNTC, Nornier. You can opt any one of it. All of them support Cisco and pretty much faster. But when you go in a different segment, let's say 500 to, let's say 100 to 500, and again Cisco devices only. So in this case also, you can take a risk of NetMiko, NEPAM, PyNTC or not. But what if the number of device count is always in every execution more than 1,000? Might be might be between 1,000 to 5,000 devices. You want to run an audit report. Now you cannot consider NetMiko or the NEPAM or PyNTC. And let's assume that if it was a Cisco vendor, then you have to go with the Nornier. The reason is Nornier will help you in the concurrent connections. So concurrent connection in the sense, at a single given point of time, Nornier has a capacity to take 5, 10, 20 parallel connections. At a time, 10 devices are logged in and fetch the report. Whereas in the NetMiko, NEPAM, PyNTC, the connection happens one after one. That means first device, fetch the report, close the connection, then go to device 2, fetch the report, close the connection, go to device 3, and so on. So for any reason, let's say if the device 1 takes 10 seconds, device 2 will take another 10 seconds, and so on. You can imagine for thousands of devices, you can multiply with 1,000 instances. So this is the total elapsed time, correct? So which would be easily, let's say, 12 hours. Let's give an example of 12 hours. But that is not good, because you want your maintenance window could be 4 hours to 6 hours, right? So you will go with something called concurrency, concurrent connections. You need 10 to 15 connection at a time. So in this case, what happened? Device 1 to device 15 is taking the same 10 second, because they are happening all concurrent, not disturbing to each other. Then the next 16 to 30 device will take another 10 seconds. Then another 31 to whatever the next number of devices, 40, let's say 45, another 10 seconds. So this way the elapsed time could be just another, might be a 60-minute or 1 hour. So this is also one consideration you should keep at the time of library selection. Whether you need 10 device, 20, or more than 1,000, then come up with something which can have a concurrency features inside it. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, you can just park your question for 2 minutes. Let me finish this thing and then.
Enroll your last batch. I am working in a company as as a project of Python. We our company uses Ansible. So how many connection we can connect use with Ansible?
So Ansible by default has a concurrent feature. So you don't have to set anything on that. So it will take the connection concurrently itself.
Because we have thousands of multiple of devices, so we use generally Ansible to configure
Yeah,
them.
so it has by default a concurrent feature, like how Nornier here has a by default concurrent feature. Okay, and for any tweaking, you can go to ansible.cfg configuration file and make the edit over there. So it will, uh, you can tweak from there also.
Okay.
Okay, so coming to the third mindset, that is requirement. Now, what is the requirement for you? It is just the fetch of report or some configuration or some complex thing. You want terminal server, you want exceptional scenarios. So in that case also, the NetMiko would be the good thing, whereas NEPAM and PyNTC may not have all the complexity. But if it is a simple task, then you have all the options with you. And coming to the final mindset, SSH, Telnet, or HTTP, this is very important because your vendors could be anything. It could be Cisco, Palo, etc. So if it is SSH thing, then you will prefer going with NetMiko or Nornier or PyNTC or NEPAM. Whereas HTTP, you will pick up libraries like NC Client or RESTconf or HTTP. So these are the names of library. So you got your answer?
Right. And I may be asking a dumb question here. So we are using PyCharm as an interpreter and we have installed the Python and we are using the libraries. But the only thing is the script which we are writing in, that is called Python, is it? The language.
Uh, it is not called Python language. It is written on Python.
So,
Okay, the scripts are written on Python language and following the syntax and the indentation what the Python uh, design guide says.
right. So basically the way we are writing, the syntax and everything is called under the Python. That's why, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So thank
Okay. See, there is one more thing which you need to know. This PyCharm, which we are using as an interpreter, this
you.
is in.
Is there a way we can just a question. Is there a way we can directly write codes in the using the Python instead of interpreter?
Because see, you need to have a tool. Okay, there is something called Python idle as well, which I will not recommend you because it's not very intelligent and not error detective or something. You can write it on idle without a help of another interpreter, but not very user friendly. So that is why we go with the third party tools like Microsoft Visual Studio or PyCharm. And on top of this tool, we will install our programming language.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So
So
this programming language can be of any other sort. It could be a Java programming, it could be Python, it could be C or C++, which we don't want at least in the network automation. But anyone like a software developer, they will also do the same thing. They will install PyCharm and then install whatever their favorite programming language, and that is how they write the code.
right. So which is mostly used? Is it PyCharm or the Visual Studios?
No, that is up to
Up to the
you
person.
to, yeah, there is no need of any debate for it because both will do what we need to do for automation.
Right.
Okay, some people will go with Microsoft Visual because they will have that 360 Microsoft license, right? And this comes all in a package. Some people don't use Microsoft tool; they will use Thunderbird or Apple things, etc. And might be Microsoft, they have to pay extra license costing. So they will go with PyCharm because it's free to use. But both are very same. I mean, if you see the settings for first time, the rest is all the same. The writing script, indentation, syntax, they all will remain same in any third party tools.
Okay, yeah.
I will not recommend Notepad++ and Sublime because they are not user friendly. They will not give you error detection, or they will not, highlight the error. So for that reason, I will not encourage you to use these Notepad++ or something.
All right.
Other than this, every other things are designed to give you pop-up errors, detections, and easy to use kind of thing.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so what we discussed today, we discussed about the batch detail. We discussed about the curriculums and the modules. Yeah, there will be a few more things here. One is PyAT and also the front end building using Flask and Thinker. A small topic just to show you this. And this is the course material which I have explained. Prerequisite I have explained. Now, what you guys can do is, as an assignment or homework, go to the lab and you can do all the management configuration on these devices. At least most of the devices, at least the routers, which is the configuration will remain same, and rest you can just keep it until I show you once in the class. If you know, if you are aware, you can do it. You can just pin up and bring it up. Otherwise, you can just keep it as it is, and we'll show you in the class. And might be from the next class, then I will show you the Python theory. So, what do you mean by the print statement, the comment, what are variables, what are the different data types, list, what is string. So we'll start with the theory basically. So keep PyCharm with you because this is where I would be showing you the exercises, right? So you will need PyCharm for that. I'll once again show you the PyCharm working and all the things if in case you could not concentrate today. So next 2 3 classes, things will be more smoother, streamlined, and then we can proceed to the topics properly in the flow. And after 2 3 4 classes, I would expect that I will not receive very silly questions because I expect you will pay good attention to whatever we are covering. So at least listen to the class, and the recordings will be put up in the Learn portal. And we have only 2 classes in a whole week. So you have enough time to also go through it. Okay. So after 4 class, if you come and ask how do we install the package, or how do we run it, or how do we execute that would be really very demotivating questions at that level. Okay. So whatever you have such questions, you ask it in first few classes, and we will sort it out. After 4 5 classes, I would expect you will come and ask me, what does this line refers to? What is this error refers to? More on the script or more on the exercises rather than all this infrastructure. Because I have seen that after even 4 5 classes, the participant will not know how to even log into remote lab or power on, which is not good. Okay. I mean, after so much of whole demonstration, if you even don't know after 3 4 classes, then that's something uh, which is not very encouraging feedback. So things are going very smooth. So you go, the lab is with you already, spin up, do the practice, see how the configurations are done, bring up PyCharm, whatever we did, just recreate it, and that should be good enough to be us on the same track, okay, on the same. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions related to technical, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll give it to Sajid, who is from the admission team. And those guys who are enrolled, you don't have to be in the call. You can drop off because Sajid will be talking from the sales perspective with the participant who are not enrolled yet. So those who have enrolled, you are free to wrap up. The next session will be Saturday next week. As told, it will be at 8:30 in the morning India hours. Okay.
Yes, I'm expecting no more further delays, please.
Yeah. Okay. So any technical question, you can let me know. I'm here for 2 to 4 minutes. Okay, I'll give it to Sajid. Sajid, are you in the call?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, yeah. I will stop my sharing. You can share your screen and you can explain once again.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah, Sajid this side, your student relationship manager and counselor. So I'm here to give you details regarding course and curriculum and course access, materials, what all we are going to provide you. So let me start with the first template. Here, you will get the details regarding course syllabus and class schedules. Okay, so here we are going to cover in this Python network automation course is Python, Ansible, API, then PyATS, then Devnet, then SD-WAN automation, then on firewall automation on Palo Alto and FortiGate and FILTM. So many more are there as our trainer Sagar sir has showed in the session. So we'll be going till deep and we are going to cover more on practicals and theory. Overall, we are going to um, give the training till the satisfactory of the student till he get all the things clear. Okay, and regarding to the class schedule, so we'll be going to be a weekend batch, Saturday, Sunday, um, from morning 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. IST, and the course duration will be going to be 3 to 3.5 hours. Okay, and regarding to the access and materials, let me go to the slide. So here you'll be getting course enrollment access and details. So access which we are providing is like you'll be getting the lifetime recording access to your live sessions which you have attended through the Zoom meeting that will be uploaded on our web portal through the backend so that you can access it totally remotely 24/7 unlimited. Whenever you want, you can access it, and that will remain with you for lifetime access. And secondly, we'll be providing you the 24/7 remote lab access that you can access it 24/7 for the 6 months. Okay, so this is a offer, right? So this is discount offer is going on. So usually you'll be getting the extended more 3 months of access. So as our trainer Sagar sir has shown, so you'll be getting 3 months of lab access there, right? So additionally, you'll be getting 3 months more lab access here. Okay. And we'll be providing you the dedicated workbooks, PPTs, PDFs, like step-by-step lab manuals, all the script writing materials, and like you can say once trainer is taking in the class, writing the scripts and all, so he'll be giving you the script materials as well in the enroll group, or it will be uploaded on our web portal. So from there you can take it and you can download and you can implement in your lab environments as well. So accordingly, we'll be giving you updates like step by step. All the materials will be given, and you can download and you can keep it with you, and that will also remain with you for lifetime access. And like guys, if you have the good configuration of your system, then we will be providing you the home lab setup. Let's say if you have the good system configurations, more than 16 GB RAM and 4 core CPU, that is basic requirement. So that's a sufficient basics requirement, I'm saying. So 16 GB RAM and 4 core CPU around some 100 GB of storage is sufficient. And one of our team member will connect with you once you download all the required files from our G Drive. So once you download, you just need to raise a ticket on our support deal saying that we have downloaded the required files for the home lab setup. Can you, anyone from your team member can connect and do the home lab setup. So usually one of our team member will connect with you through the remote screen sharing, and we will do the home lab setup. And that will also remains with you for lifetime access. Whenever you want, you can access it. And we'll be providing you the 24/7 backend support from our network journey team. Like if you are facing any issues, any queries regarding to the codes or regarding to the labs or regarding to the portal or regarding to the topics, anything it may be, you just need to raise a ticket on our support deal. One of our team member will connect with you and we will resolve your issues accordingly in meantime. Okay. And these are the details for the access and materials, so which we are going to provide. These all are totally beneficial things. Once after the class completion, after the course completion also, you'll be getting all these materials. Okay. And so guys, actual this regular pricing for this course is 450 USD for our global students who are from UK, US, Australia, or Nigeria, or it may be Italy, Egypt. So randomly for our global students, they will get it for 450 USD, and for our Indian students, the pricing is 35,000 Indian rupees. Okay, and here as well the course duration is mentioned. So basically, as of now, our early bird 25% discount offer is going on, so that you will get it for the discounted pricing. So you just need to reach out to our dedicated numbers that will be sharing you in the Zoom chat. So you can reach out through this number and you will be get the 25% applicable discount. So you can enroll and you can book your slot as well. So I am sharing you two numbers. So whichever number you will be getting it out, you can reach us out and we will redirect you to the enrollment process with the right person. Okay. And regarding to the pricing and all, so you can reach out on this number. Okay. And if you guys have any doubts or any queries regarding to the course or duration, class schedules, access, materials, anything it may be, you guys can come up. I'm there to answer you.